Alright out there guys, it's Saturday morning. I got the front end complete yesterday morning. All I had to do is torque everything up. Everything's torqued up, but the shocks are blown. Brand new shocks. They got gas in them, but they got no control, no rebound, no nothing. Bounce them up and down. So the guy called the manufacturer and they're supposed to send him some new ones right away. So, well, another issue I'm going to look into is he's got that driveline thump. I've had it on my Bronco and I heard it's a quite a common issue. What he wanted me to do is to take the springs off and have new bushings put on them, but I doubt it's the bushings because I went through that on my Bronco. Turns out it's just the driveline splines, the slip joint. Look on YouTube, there's a bunch of videos on it. You know, you got to pull it apart, clean the grease out, put some new Teflon grease in there, and that should fix it. So, well guys, this should go so easy. It should. I line the blocks up, right? So on one side, I've got the U-bolts loose, but I still have the nuts on the bolts. They're loose, but everything's just hanging there, okay? And I did that to keep it in place. Okay, I also have a jack stand under that side of the axle, holding it up, because this axle will tend to roll on you once you unhook it from the leaf springs. I got it attached to the drive shaft still. I don't want to take the drive shaft off. All I got to do is lower it, put the block in, and bring it back up. But it rolled on me, damn it. I had to take the jack stand off of this side, okay, because it doesn't go low enough. And then I remove the U-bolts. I go, cool. Got the new block on there, lined it up, and I started jacking it up, and the axle rolled on me, whoop, like that. Oh, great. So now I need to reposition the jack, but I can't get this underneath the axle, this half of the axle to hold it up. And I was like, oh, I got. So luckily I got 3 4x4s fit into there perfect. Able to reposition the jack, jack it up again. I mean, I'm almost ready to put the block on, put the U-bolts back in. But now I gotta line up the hole, and the axle is actually shifted forward just a little, so. And it's still a little rolled. The pinion is still down a little, okay? As you can see, I don't know if you can see still the light out here. There's a gap on this side and it's tight on this side. It's got the taper blocks. The instructions say, now I found this out on my old Bronco, yeah, you keep the factory blocks and you add the blocks on top of them. I had this issue done on my first Bronco, my white Bronco. I took it over to Tom's Off-Road over there in Rosemead. They installed the lift and it was higher in the front, and I go, what's going on there? They told me, oh, it's got to settle. The spring's got to settle. I go, yeah, right. It's like that. Well, the guys that installed my lift kit over at Tom's didn't put the factory lift block in. They got rid of it. Don't people read? Sit right there in the instructions. So anyway, you leave that in, you just add the other block on top of it, because that factory block already has a taper to it. So, but now to line up the holes. Let me see if I can get you a little close up. What you talking about? Yeah. Okay, you got a centering pin here, and it goes through, and it locates the top block, the factory block, and the factory block's got a little pin on it that's got to go through this block, and this block has one that's already in the axle hole. But so now I got to shift it back a little. There we go. But now see the bottom one popped out because the axle is tilted forward. Get it? So now if I lift it up a little more, the pressure should bring the two together. Everything better stay together, right? I have had to tap them a little bit just once you get the pressure on there and pop, they'll pop in. But let's see how this goes. So Let me, I gotta raise it up a little more, give it a little crank there, and it should start coming together. It's supposed to, anyway. Now I gotta put a little tension on it, jack it up a little, line those holes up. There's just a little gap under there. They're close, but it's really hard to tell from the side. Looks like it popped in. Alright, so lift block's in, everything torqued up, the wheels on. Gotta torque the wheels still. I put this stuff in this Teflon grease and the slip yoke on the rear drive shaft. I think that did it. I just went for a little drive. Feels better. Alright, so yeah. The camber looks really good, considering, if you know what I'm talking about. It drives straight, tracks straight. You know, I can let go of the steering wheel and it's going straight. So far, it's worked out pretty good. The steering wheel is crooked though, so I'm not going to mess with it. He's got to take it to alignment shop anyway, so they can do that. And then they should just, man, it might be good the way it is. I mean, just eyeballing it looks okay. Old plumber's eye. So that's a Rough Country 2.5 inch kit. Locks in the rear, springs in the front. I think the shocks are a little soft, but I like a firmer suspension for off-road. But it rides good. You go over the dips around here, you can feel the back bounce. That's why in my Bronco I had dual shocks all the way around. And the first set was a little stiff for duals in the rear, so I went with the James Duffs were a little lighter in the rear. They're lighter on compression and firmer on rebound. They're supposed to be 70-30 valving on them. That's why I got them, yeah. And on the front I was running the Dostechs, which are firm. That's good. That's a wrap, right? I still have a steering stabilizer here to install, but I figured out, okay, I got the major work to do. He wants a steering stabilizer. All right, whatever. Might as well have a cold one. These things are now $6.99 at 7-Eleven. They were plus California sales tax and CRV, $8. $8 for the 3-pack. Ridiculous. Go to the Mexican market's got them for $5.99. Except I don't feel like standing in line in the market. Especially not over there. They always got the music blaring in there, you know. Yeah. Alright, just get me out of here. Mucho gusto, senor. Hey, morning out there. It's about 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. And it's raining. It rained last night about 11:30, real hard for about 2 minutes. But it was so noisy I had to, you know, take a peek outside. What's all the noise? Yeah, had some big raindrops. And like right now, you know, it's monsoon, a monsoon flow or whatever. You can see it's clear over there. So yeah, last night I came out here and looked, and it's partly cloudy out that way. Oh, I got the back of the car open. Shoot. And then, yeah, it was like a big cloud over my house. It was kind of clear out there, partly cloudy. So it's gonna be an interesting day. I got some work to do right now. Dang it! I've been sitting around looking at YouTube videos, and I was like, oh shit. I was having my coffee, you know, and I'm thinking, shit, it's already 9 o'clock, I got something to do. These shocks came in for that Bronco, so I told the guy I'd swing over there and put them on this morning before it gets too hot, because it's been kind of warm in the afternoon. I didn't expect it to be raining. Well guys, I swapped out the shocks and I don't see any difference. Way too soft. Rough Country, what's up with these shocks? Are they valved properly for this vehicle as a single? They should be a little stiffer if you're going to run a single, and lighter if you're running doubles, right? The duals. So these are the Rough Country Premium. Yeah, that's what it says. Rough Country Premium shock. I believe these are made by Monroe. 23242s. I think they're kind of worthless. Maybe I ought to give Rough Country a call, huh? Yeah. Oh well, I did my part, you know. If you want to change out, you know, you have to charge him. I'm just doing this because he already paid me for everything. Now this is my truck. This is 2018 Colorado, and I'm running some Conies. It's got a Rough Country kit, but I'm running some imported Coney. They're not even gas shocks. They're called Coney Raids. They're a foam cell shock, built for the Aussie Outback. Yeah.